Rome wasn't built in a day, but if we want to understand how it fell, we can break history into a nice little timeline. Founding and Republic, 753 to 27 BC. Legend says that Rome was founded in 753 BC by Romulus, who killed his twin brother Remus after the two of them were raised by a she-wolf. Okay, maybe don't listen to legend, but we do know that in 509 BC, Rome overthrew its Etruscan king and became a republic ruled by two elected officials called consuls and a powerful senate. By the end of the 300th century BC, Rome was a Mediterranean powerhouse, controlling most of Italy and showing everyone what it meant to be an ambitious young upstart. Julius Caesar and the end of the Republic, 44 BC. We've all heard about Caesar, right? Well, his rise to power and subsequent assassination in 44 BC marked the end of the Roman Republic as we knew it. You see, after defeating his rivals and becoming dictator, Caesar took the title of king. This was a huge no-no for Rome, since they had overthrown a king just a few hundred years earlier. So in 43 BC, a group of senators killed him and established the second triumvirate to run the state. But by 37 BC, Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, defeated his rivals and became the first emperor of Rome. He took the title Augustus, meaning majestic, and ushered in a new era for the empire. The Roman Empire begins, 27 BC. Augustus's reign started the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, which lasted until 180 CE. During this time, Rome reached its greatest territorial extent and enjoyed a golden age of expansion and prosperity. The Mediterranean was a Roman lake, and provincial governors collected taxes to fund the empire's infrastructure and military. And while Augustus didn't want to be called king, he did have a king's power. The Senate still existed, but its power was significantly diminished. Instead, a new bureaucracy staffed by non-aristocratic officials managed the empire, and this allowed Rome to function more like a modern state with standardized systems of governance. Achievements. The Pax Romana was the perfect time for Rome to flex its imperial muscles and make some incredible achievements. Roads connected the far reaches of the empire, allowing for easier trade and communication. Aqueducts brought fresh water into cities, and impressive public buildings and monuments dotted the landscape. Rome also boasted the largest and most powerful military in the ancient world, as well as a sophisticated system of laws that provided a foundation for many modern legal systems. Oh, and not to mention the Latin language, which formed the basis for several Romance languages and influenced English more than you might think. Decline, 3rd to 5th century CE. Unfortunately, the 3rd century brought corruption, economic troubles and military struggles to the empire. In 235 CE, Emperor Severus was assassinated, starting a series of crises known as the 3rd century crisis. Rome was sacked by Germanic tribes into 84 CE and the empire was split between Diocletian and Maximian into 86 CE. Diocletian also implemented price controls and created a new centralized bureaucracy. However, after he stepped down in 305 CE, the empire faced yet another crisis as the rival emperors fought to maintain control. In the meantime, the Goths grew stronger and in 378 CE, they decisively defeated the Roman army at Adrianople. Rome now faced a barrage of attacks from various Germanic tribes and the Huns. And as the empire struggled to defend its borders, it became increasingly reliant on foreign mercenaries. And so Rome became weaker and weaker until finally in 476 CE, the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was overthrown by the Germanic king Odoacer, marking the traditional date for the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantium. Even after the fall of the West, the eastern half of the Roman Empire survived for another 1,000 years as the Byzantine Empire, centered around Constantinople. Though culturally and ethnically distinct from their Western counterparts, the Byzantines preserved Roman law and traditions, continuing the legacy of imperial Rome. Finally, in 1453, the Ottoman Turks conquered Constantinople, ending the Byzantine Empire and putting a definitive end to the Roman legacy. Despite its fall, the Roman Empire left a lasting legacy on the world. Roman law formed the basis for many modern legal systems. Latin greatly influenced English and other Romance languages. Roman architecture inspired builders for centuries. And ideas about government and governance still echo in the halls of modern government buildings. Love them or hate them, you gotta admit Rome wasn't just an empire. It was a superpower whose influence continues to shape our world today. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour through one of history's greatest empires. Stay tuned for more historical tales, including more stories of ancient Rome.